Hello, hello. Hi, hi. Hi, hi. Hi, Yuna. How are you? This song is Team Star Boss theme from Scarvio. It's a banger. How you doing? How are you doing though? The waiting time is always so long. Yeah. You gotta give people time to get in here, you know? And if you're early, that just makes you cool and awesome. You know? Hi Marcio, how are you? Whoop. Chat, do you know what I realized like 2 minutes ago? That just kind of hit me, and I'm like, huh. I didn't really think about that. Um. As you know, you're good. You'll also see if you can use the song for some animations. It's such a good song, dude. Um. So as you might know, um, I've gotten into the Pokemon physical TCG recently, and I've made some decks. Right, I made a couple of them, and I tested them. One of them's pretty nice. The other one, not so nice, but that's because I'm missing some of the cards. What are we doing today? Today's an art stream. Did I get a god pack yet? No, the packs that I opened, those sets don't have god packs. But I did get, hold on. Whoop. If I can pull it up, maybe. Hopefully I can do this. Give me a second. I gotta, I gotta pull it up. Here we go. I think. Alright, right next to me. I'm actually holding it right now. Did I get a god packet? No pack luck? That's not true. I have, this card right here. And I'm holding it in my hand, and it's sleeved. I made a deck based around Mega Venusaur. And it's worth a little bit, you know. Not too much. But this is like the card, and I've done extra careful to like not let it be graded. I am going to opt to not grade it actually because I want to use it to play the game. And for some reason, if a card is like lightly played, it's worth more than if it's near mint. And plus, if I get it graded, there's just the chance that I straight up lose money because it costs a ton to get stuff graded. Like, don't get me wrong, if I get a gold card, I'm grading that, you know? If I get something that, like, grade 10 is worth, like, thousands of dollars, I'll get that graded, you know? But, I don't think this card is worth that much, even at, like, PSA 10. I can look it up, though. Whoop. This card right here. Yeah. PSA 10. Oh, you can't see it. Hold on. It's like just perfectly off screen. Here we go. PSA 10 is like, It's only $200, so like it's not that much. Like the Umbreon on a roof. Oh, that card's worth like everything, you know? This one's not like that. Although if I get BGS 10 Black, it's worth a ton, but I don't even know what that is. I've never even heard of BGS, I'm gonna be honest. But yeah. Ungraded, 112. But yeah, I don't think it's worth grading, because even if I get PSA 9, like, I'm losing money, because I could sell it ungraded for like 110, but then it costs like 30 bucks to grade it. So then at grade 9 I'd be selling and I'd be making 100. So it's like not worth it. I might as well just use it. And it's like that for a ton of cards, actually. But anyway, we're doing a drawing stream today. Can't forget about that. Let me pull up this. Whoop. Whoop. So. Okay. Boom. There we go. So if you remember, a couple drawing streams ago, we made this guy. We drew a few concepts, right? Based them off of Blipbug. Used him as inspo. And did some stuff up here. With like the top hat. I'm sure people remember the top hat. But how would you get PSA 1, by the way? If it's like torn in half? I don't know. Let's see here. But yeah, after that stream, I took a look at these guys and I said, I don't like them. So I redesigned them. And this is what I came up with. You weren't there for that guy? Oh, really? Well, that's okay, because he doesn't look like this anymore. This is the current design, because I redid it. And even looking at this, I'm like, I'm still not entirely happy with it. This middle Evo is perfect. We don't need to change it. It does exactly what it needs to. And then for this guy, this is still kind of like in beta testing. We still need to come up with like an actual concrete thing, because right now it's just sketches and like rough shapes. As much as I like it. Hi Crimson, how are you? But yeah, I redesigned this guy. Made him kind of greener. Last Evo can I design? I don't know, I've never thought about that. You could definitely shoot ideas and stuff in chat. I would absolutely accept that kind of thing. For like, maybe not like the overall design, but like little details and stuff, like the small things, you know? Because if there's one thing that I suck at, it's adding little details to designs. What's his lore? So this guy is a combination of a mud dauber, which is like a type of wasp that burrows into the ground and has like hives underground. And then also a potter wasp, which builds little like containers made out of clay that it like hatches its kids in, right? So he starts out as a little worm dude, and then he builds himself a pot cocoon, like a clay pot. And then when he emerges from the cocoon, he's the full-on like mud dauber, and he's got like the clumps of mud as like armor, I guess. And then his little things, like this silver stuff, is like pottery tools, you know? And he's a bug ground type all the way through. He probably gets a levitate in this form, not gonna lie. I wouldn't be surprised if he he only got levitate when he evolves. I don't even know if I want to give this guy a hidden ability, because it'll just be levitate, you know? Kind of like Flygon. Things I do like about this design, I will say. I like these like shoulder pad things. They're kind of awesome, and I like how it's got two legs sticking out of each. It kind of looks like a portal turret if I look at it for too long. I also like how the clay patterns transfer to the wings. I think that's very nice as well. Although, I'm not 100% on the wing shape. I think the wing shape might be able to be a little more detailed. And then as for the face, I kind of just have like a filler face because I didn't really have any ideas. It might end up looking completely different from this. But while we think about that stuff, I want to focus on this guy because, like I said, I'm not entirely you'd make a wasp furry. Coming from the face, it comes from in the second Evo. Oh no. Because I kind of want him to be posed up like Yon Mega, you know? Like, less like Alatant, where he's kind of just like hanging in the sky, and more like streamlined, you know? Can you draw or show us the regional fish? I can show you the regional fish. Hold on. Let me grab the picture of the regional fish, because I did draw it. I did draw it in a previous stream. Whoop. Maybe make it look more wasp-like. You know, you see, here's the thing. It's a mud dauber, and mud daubers have this like spindly tail looking thing. If you look them up. Whoop. Here's the fish, by the way. For reference, this is the fish. Goofy aw fish. Anyway. The face and body isn't waspy though. I understand the face, yeah. That's why I'm like, I don't know. You know, it's kind of just filler for now. As for the body, maybe the body's a little bit long. It's kind of cute. I don't know. Because let me bring up a picture of a mud dauber, actually. What is the wasp species called again? Mud daub. I spelled it wrong. Dauber. D-A-U-B-E-R. Let me just... I'll pull one up on stream. So, if you don't like bugs, you might want to look away for a few moments. But, whoop. I wonder how big this is gonna be. There he is. I'll just throw him, like, up here. But they do have, like, the spindly little tail thing. And then, like, the body here, and then the head. Maybe I make the head to design to more to more match this one. And maybe I give him way longer back legs. Like, that way he can, match more with the aesthetic. I don't know. Because I don't want to make him, like, too realistic, because then he stops looking like a Pokemon, you know? But we'll figure that out. Meanwhile, I want to come up with a design for this guy, because I have a funny idea that I want to try out. Excuse me. And it begins with, looks stupid, tarantula hawk wasps are way more pretty. Maybe. I like the bug that shoots hot liquid from us. You mean Beedrill from Pokemon Stadium? See, this is where I would play the GIF, but I don't have the GIF, so I can't play it. Also, hi, how are you? They eat spiders and birds. I think I know the one you're talking about. In before you Google cow killers. I think that's what they're called. Ew. These things are nasty. They're pretty. They're very pretty, but they're Terrifying. So you're working on an ice-type fox Pokemon and came up with the name Furrost. Not sure if it's good though. It sounds like Furret. No, it's a real bug called Bombardier Beetle. Oh, I know what that is. I played Grounded. If you show the fish, then can you show the spider? I haven't drawn the spider yet. To be fair, Furret does take the idea of furry too. No, Furret takes the idea of ferret and furry, but like combines them. So yeah, I didn't disagree with you there. That was like completely. You're doing furry and frost. Alright, goodbye. Fair enough. Let's see. Okay. Sorry, I just blanked. Oh, right. Okay, this guy. So the idea I'm going for here is I want him to have kind of like an army hat made out of like... I came up with this idea earlier today, and I'm like, this would be funny. Can you draw a really realistic spider and let it walk over the screen for a channel point reward? As somebody who is arachnophobic, I'll have to respectfully decline. But that would be funny. Maybe you could do that for your stream, Yuna. They had that giant beetle in Starship Troopers that shoot fire and melt people alive. I feel like I've heard of Starship Troopers. I don't know anything about it, though. Whoop. All I know is Star Trek and Star Wars and Tron. Like, imagine if this guy had a little hat, you know? And it's got, like, the designs on it. And then we come down here. Whoop. And he had, like, big eyes like this. Bug snoot. I don't know. This is obviously not a very great drawing of it. But it's basically if we took this design and gave him a big hat. So that his eyes looked like angry eyes. Or maybe we could just like pour clay on his head and have it like melted over him. It's a good Clancy Brown. It's a good movie. Clancy Brown is in it. Ah. Can you send me a scary spider that even I think looks like it wants me dead? /J. No thank you. But yeah, I want to play around with this design. I think this could be fun. Angry like the new plant bird. Yes. Pretty much exactly that. Just like without like, if you just look at his eyes, they're big, friendly eyes, but then some other design makes them look angry. Kind of like Lechonk, or like Rookie D, or Brout. I still think Brout should have a beard when he evolves. I think that'd be fun. So, the first thing we gotta do, I believe, is figure out what kind of deal we want this to be, because we could do like And I think it's okay if the eyes take up most of the body as well. Or most of the head, rather. You know? Whoop. And then he's got like the, you know? I don't think this, by the way, what's my favorite explosion? The one where there's like a very small animal and it's just like blow him up and then like a missile strikes. You know? I hate coming up with names. Naming can be hard sometimes. It took me so long to come up with some of the names, like, I'm trying to think. What's a name that took me forever to come up with? Oh yeah, Apacapo. It took me so long to come up with Apacapo, because I'm just like, and by the time I came up with Apacapo, I'm just like, screw it. He can have a stupid name, I don't care. Because I had so many other names. Like, every name I can think of is either already taken by Pokemon or is an existing character outside of Pokemon. Just name it Chillit. What are they gonna do? Sue you? I'm kidding. Bad taste. Too soon. I like the vid where the train hits the deer and it explodes off the window, but they took it down. That's something. Whoop. I think I'm gonna do something like this. Whoop. And then his eyes can be like this. God. By the way, that's your second favorite explosion. Woo. He looks like he's seen war. But that's like... That's like kind of the point. So when you give him like a negative Canthal tilt, he looks angry. You hears train horn and casually looks up. Why are we talking about brutally murdering deers? That's my question. Make him French. I mean, at the point I'm going right now, I'm basically making him 1,000-yard stare. And I didn't even mean to do that. You know? That's what it kind of looks like. You can have like a tiny little thing like that, and then boop, boop, boop. Something like that. And then he can keep the little that he has, you know? So maybe I move it lower down. He kind of reminds me of this one character in the animation series you're watching on YouTube. Which character? Woo! There we go. Oh my goodness, he's perfect already. Hi Porygon, how are you? You know what I imagine this guy doing? I imagine him being like, he's like offering you something. This is someone looking straight on. He's about to like give you something. You know? Boop. And then we can just go ahead and do... You'll send me a video? Okay. I hope it's a link. And then he's got like his arms here. That's not the right tool. Boop, 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 boop. And he's got more arms. How many arms does he have? He has 6. Whoop. And so if you encounter him in X and Y, this will be the zoom into his face that it does, you know? And honestly, I'm thinking I might actually just make the hat lower down on his face. It's not a series in the normal way though. Is it like a short series? Ah, okay. I don't know if I have Discord muted, and I'm not trying to find out, but I will take a peek at that at some point. Like, what if I bring his brim down further? Because then his head would feel more balanced, I guess. Hopefully. Maybe not like that. Like this, you know? That way I can put more focus on it and it'll be a more prominent part of his design. Let's see here. Whoops. Or if something you get the lore of and create the storyline yourself. Huh. I keep using all of the wrong buttons, by the way. Whoop. Posture check. Alright, I'm sitting up now. I'm sorry. I won't do it again. I promise. I swear. Shrimp. Yeah, pretty much. Boop, boo, doo, boo. Can I just say, this requires a boss fight. The theme that's playing right now, that boss fight was so difficult. Like, maybe not Arceus tier get difficult, but it was hard. Both in difficulty and in the quality of the music. And then it just hops into your rival's theme and it's like, huh. Oh no, a spider. Ah, kill it. Oh yeah, and it has Ivor's theme. I don't even think Ivor was present during this part of the story. Boop. We can give it the teeth back now. I don't know how to make the eyes look like they're not, like, pointing in two different directions. Here we go. The spider turned into bread. Good. Good. I can't eat it. Not that I would want to eat spider bread, but... What if this was one of those bowls with, like, the brim at the top, you know? Whoop, whoop. And it's just, like, hollow at the top, you know? You should eat it. I can't. I can't have gluten. Or spider. But this is what I imagine the new design to... I like this design a lot better than this design. Solely because it incorporates more of that goofy pottery look that I like. We can go ahead and color this, honestly. I don't know what the colors would be. We could also do this if we really wanted to. Or maybe we don't even have to do that, you know? We could just create a new layer, put it down here. Boop. We take this green. Because I do want this guy to be green, because otherwise it's hard to communicate that he is bug type, you know? You can make an animation for it so it loses its hat. That would be so awesome. That would be actually sick. Now that I think about that. Can you imagine he like in his fainting animation, he gets like knocked back and his hat flies off and you just see his gigantic eyes. Or maybe when he takes recoil, his hat like comes off a little bit so you can see his eyes aren't actually bored, angry, you know? If there's one thing I do know, it's that I want the pottery to be like this kind of color. I thought about making it more red. Like more of like a brick colored. Like a brick red, you know? We can see how it looks. I don't know if I'm gonna like it, but I'm too curious, you know? Alright. It was actually Kenjaku all along. His forehead came clean off, I'm telling ya. He said, he came up to me and he said, "This place where you live is going to become a war zone, so I'm gonna evacuate you because I'm a nice guy and I'm actually the protagonist." "100%. Also, this green is okay, but I feel like it's not nearly as vibrant as I would like it to be. Like, I grab like this green right here. That's better. And then I definitely want this black color. It's really more like a dark brown, but... And weirdly enough, I kind of want to avoid like yellowy colors because I use yellow as just like the default color for like everything, and I need to stop doing that. Except for the eyes. Ah! Boop. Like, I do want to try and make them, I don't know. Like, this part of him will be dark, like this. Whoop. Right? And then his little feet are gonna be red. Because he's like molding stuff, right? So he's gonna have clay on his hands. Like that. Here we go. And then he's green in the back as well. Like, do you think this translates bug ground very well? Because I don't know if it does. To be perfectly honest with you. It might be that the red is too red. Let's see. I'm gonna experiment really quick. Don't judge me, okay? Eh? I don't think so. Maybe we do a different shade of red. Maybe we do like an orange here. Wait. Okay, I kind of like that. It needs to be darker though. It needs to be like this color. Yeah. Like that. And then his mouth can be red as well. Boop. Looks nice, right? And then the teeth can be white because he brushes every day. Like, what if he just looked like that, you know? I think this is a vast improvement over this, you know? Like, I prefer this to this way more. As a bug ground. And then I can draw him from the side as well. Just for a reference. Whoop. Kind of like this. Okay. This is not looking nearly as good as the front one. Starting out. I'd like the nose more in brown though. We can try that. I can try that in this drawing of him over on this side. Hold on. I need to like redo this because it sucks. Boop. Like that. And like this. I do want it to tilt back. Like so, and like so. Whoop. I will absolutely try the brown nose Pokemon. Wait, I see the issue. Okay. I see why it doesn't look right. Perspective, hello. Stop that. These don't need to be here because we're looking at it from a different angle. Another reindeer would be boring. What's this about a reindeer? Did somebody mention reindeers and I just didn't see? Red nose. Oh. Whoop. God, the eye shape is so hard to get right. Boop. And then the teeth can go inward like this. I feel like the bowl curves too much. I feel like I shouldn't do that. God, I keep going back and redrawing this, and it's probably getting boring, but I am picky. Boo boo doo boo. There we go. Whoop. There we go. This can be slanted more. Like that, you know? Okay, this is the right shape. There we go. Except I do think it's going to stay like that. Here we go. Eyes can be bigger, though. The eyes can always be bigger. There we go. And then as for the back of the head, we can do like kind of design, maybe? I don't know. I don't want to make him look like he has, like, hair. Excuse me. But anyway. Onto the body. Whoop. Whoop. I do want it to be something that, like, kind of compounds on itself. Kind of like what I'm drawing right now. I guess this works. And then... boop, 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 boop. Does he have 4 segments? Yes, he does. I keep forgetting that. And then here. And then he'd have the... whoop. That you just can't see from the front angle. Whoop. There we go. Alright, let's color this thing. I'm on the wrong layer. Chat. Chat, please. Cut me some slack. Whoop, like that. Like that. Okay. Now just draw everything one layer with one line only. Yeah, you're so right, actually. The optimal way. It saves the most amount of memory on your computer, on your system. And then we can do the back as well, because this part is also this color. Like that. And then we do the dark parts. Ooh. Toby Fox banger. Alright. And then we do the brown parts. Then we can try the brown nose. Whoop. Make that smaller. And then the red feet. Boo-doo-boo-boo-boo-doo-boo. Whoop. There we go. And then the eyes, that's easy. Boop, boop, boop. You know what I've been doing recently? I've been trying to try my hand at composing recently. And I made like 1 or 2 original compositions, we can call them. Mostly just music that if this was a Pokemon game would play in this Pokemon game, you know? Boop. And I'm still getting the hang of it, but I think I do get... I think I am starting to get it a little bit, you know? Alright. Excuse me. So, we've got the red nose or the brown nose. Which one are we thinking, chat? We get the red nose or the brown nose? I honestly... I like this design so much better than the original. It's just so good. Do-do-do. I personally like the red nose better, but I want to see what you guys think. Because if you guys think the brown nose is better, I'll keep it as brown nose. I just think the red nose adds, like, more color. Better splash of color, you know? And I also think... Here's another thing. I think that, the bowl on his head, like... where the little thing comes out, I think that's, like, hollow. And, like, the little silver thing is, like, sticking out of his head. And it's just, like, you know what I mean? Boom, boom, boom. Alright. I do think I like the red better. Crimson says keep it red. Fair enough. Ah, excuse me. I do think I like the red better as well. Anyway. Now we gotta take a peek at what I conceptualized the shiny to be, because I made the shiny something freaking stupid. Let me pull up the file for the shiny. Madob concept. Oh my god. Okay, yeah. It's something. I'll give it that. Alright, so prepare your eyes, because it's a lot. This is probably the wackiest shiny that I've personally created. I just figured, you know what? Bug types are lenient with their color scheme. Let's just go crazy with it. And I think it honestly looks pretty good. I don't think I've ever done a shiny, because every time I do a shiny, I keep at least one color the same between both forms, and I'm not the biggest fan of that. So for this one, I'm just like, I'm gonna change all the colors, and I don't even care. And I think we can keep that for the new design as well. I changed the clay to gray to reflect Minecraft clay. Even though the clay pots in Minecraft are, like, still this red color. We can throw this up over here. We can move Waspy Boy. Ah! What is this layer? Nothing? What even? Hello? This layer doesn't exist. Cool. Like that, and like that. There we go. Excuse me. And then Pupacata doesn't need to change at all. He's perfect, you know? A perfect design does not need to be changed. But then for Daubor, I kind of want to... Ah! Please select the layer. I kind of want to take inspo from this for Daubor. Like, what if his face, instead of being stupid with like a visor and an eyebrow, why did I give him an eyebrow? What if it mirrored the design of the baby's face? And this guy. Like a surgeon. Like, what if his face was kind of more this design? Kind of like this. Also, it's crooked. Ignore that it's crooked, please. Whoop. God. There we go, that's better. Now, if I can make this not crooked, that would be awesome. Ah! It's still a little crooked, but we can live with it. It's just... And then he has like little... Whoop. You know? I don't know what I'm doing. Can I be real? I don't know what I'm doing. But something like this, where he's got, like... I think mandibles that sprout from here? Or maybe, like, the side of his face. You know? Whoop. Oh yeah, Neon, did I hear about what? Did I hear about what? I hear some things. PlayStation is trying to bring back the console wars. No, I did not hear about that. And I don't think that's gonna work very well for them. Can I be real? Excuse me. Maybe I don't like these, actually. Whee! Undo button. Go. Boop. Like, what are they doing to that effect? They're stopping all PC ports? That won't stop the community. They have the power of... I don't know. Whoop whoop. I'm sure this guy gets, like, spikes. I think the spikes look better, honestly. Like, the new Wolverine game is gonna be a PlayStation exclusive. Hey! Wait, no, that's actually cool though, because they can stop being bullied because PlayStation has no games. I'm actually for this, despite the obvious detriment to, like, consumerism or consumers. I think that's funny and cool. Whoop. And I think I want this guy's, I think I want this guy's antenna to, like, go backwards instead of forwards. Whoop. No, it's not because that, it means, it's not that, it's not, because that means if you want to get it, you're gonna have to pay what is basically a bad console that's 5 years old, and combine that with the price of RAM and other stuff. A PS5 isn't cheap. Yeah. That's why I say it's not good for the consumer. But like, I guess the people who memed on PlayStation get what they deserve, right? Hi Neon, how are you today? Hi Kato, I'm doing good today. We're still designing this bug from like 2 weeks ago. And I'm excited because I get to go play Pokemon TCG tomorrow, which is going to be fun, and I'm going to lose horribly, but it's going to be fun. In this day and age, no sane person should be getting a PS. No sane person should be getting either console. They should be getting a Nintendo Switch 2 because it's the only one with exclusives worth playing. Including regular Switch games, but you know. PC Master Race. I can't play Switch games on a PC without doing like shady stuff. Not even. I don't know. Maybe I like the novelty of, you know, not having a speed up button. And save states, because that seems cheaty. That feels cheaty. Ooh, I kind of really dig this face for Dawbor. I think you'll do great in your TCG games, and I hope you have a lot of fun. Actually, I can, hold on. If I go to... We can take an intermission really quick. Let me see real quick. Can I see... Hello? Deck builder. Can I open this? Okay, yes I can. Excuse me. Like seriously, what games does the Switch 2 have that you can actually get a physical copy of? Donkey Kong? Donkey Kong's a very good game. It's not my favorite, but it is very... I won't deny that it's very good. Mario Kart was good until they patched it, and now it sucks. Pokemon Winds and Waves, Switch 2 exclusive, you know? And physical copy. Also, to all you people complaining that the Switch 2 doesn't have games, you have no right to complain that Winds and Waves is a Switch 2 exclusive, because that's exactly what you were whining about before. Not talking to anyone in chat specifically, but like, that's my take on it. Because people are like, why is it Switch 2 exclusive? I have to buy Switch 2 now. It's like, you know, it's what you wanted. Switch 2 exclusives. But give me a second. The way they handled the tracks in the new Mario Kart with the patch was sad. I know, right? It was such an awesome game until they did that patch, and now it's like no one wants to play it anymore. Like I'm usually the type of person to just like binge play whatever Mario Kart I'm obsessed with at the moment, because I love Mario Kart. I like 100%ed Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with all the DLC and stuff. Mario Kart World, it was the same way. I was like obsessed with like 100%ing the stuff and like getting all the stuff in free roam mode, and then they patched it and I like lost all motivation to open the game or touch it ever again. Because it's just like, man, I can't play my 3-lap tracks anymore. And I'm sad. But anyway, we're going to take an intermission real quick because I want to talk about, well, since we brought it up, I guess. Boop. Boop. Here we go. This is the deck that I made. So, Double Dash and the SNES versions are all your all-time favorites. Playing with friends is always so much fun. I suck at the SNES Mario Kart, and that's why I don't like it, because I'm really bad at it. But I'm sure it can be really fun. So, quick note about this deck. I got rid of all of my Pokemon cards recently, and I replaced them with cards from, like, the newest couple sets. So I only have cards from Mega Base Set and Phantasmal Flames. And then, like, a couple of trainer cards that a friend gave me, right? So this deck is very centered around this card, which is funny because dragon types are kind of really bad. Hold on, I'll move it over so you can see it. There we go. I know nobody asked for this segment, but you know what? We're here now. Boop, again. So this is the card that I wanted. This is the card that I like capitalize on the most, right? Because he does a crap ton of damage. And he looks really hard to set up, but no. You just use the Prism energy. Which I only have one of. So I kind of just like threw in some other energies just in case. But the goal is to just set your Mega Latias up with Prism energy. And then, meanwhile, you can stack up your Kadabras and your Alakazams on the bench, which lets you just draw a ton of cards. And then you have Diancie as just like your filler attacker because it's really easy to set up and can do a lot of damage as well. And then you also got Latios to kind of help get your EX to where he needs to be, because these cards work together to like make him stronger. And then my alternate strategy is I take Mismagius EX, which confuses your opponent if they ever switch out. It makes them confused. And then I take my Brambleghast, which also makes your opponent confused without switching out. And then I take Dizzying Valley Stadium, which prevents your opponent from curing confusion when it like evolves and stuff. So basically you get your opponent stuck in an infinite confuse loop so that every attack they make is a coin flip. And then if they ever get unconfused, we have Strange Timepiece, so you can devolve your Brambleghast back into Bramblin, and then evolve it again to reconfuse them. And that's my strat. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Rate my deck out of 5 stars. And then you don't have to worry about discarding energy either, because you have these things which let you just take energy out of your discard pile. And then I also got this from a friend. It's not even from the sets that I have. I just was looking through the misc cards that he gave me, and I just found this, and I'm like, this is a crazy good card for this set. Sadly, I don't know much about the game, so I can't rate it. I'll tell you right now, it is so unbelievably boring compared to, like, some of the other decks in this game. Because let me pull up, let's see, the top deck that I saw, which is this one. This deck just has so much random stuff. Like, it runs this thing, which I think every modern deck runs at least one of these cards, regardless, because you can just put it on anything, because it only takes normal energy. And then it has a very strong ability. Mist Energy is also really good. I don't have any of those. I don't even know what this guy does. Although I do know that Mega Kangaskhan is super strong, and I do have the promo Mega Kangaskhan, so that's fun. Mega Absol also... Can I just say, this Absol solos the Absol from Pocket. Like, it's not even close. Like, I run Mega Absol in the Pocket mobile game, and he's so miserably useless compared to this thing. It's funny. I've never even seen this card before. Or this one. I don't even know what set this is from. Blood Moon used by this Pokemon costs that less for each prize card you're buying. That's actually kind of crazy. What is this? Anyway. That's enough about that. Excuse me. Alright, we're coming back to here. So, what I want to do, kind of, with Dawbor, is I want his eyes to kind of be a combination between Flygon and, like, Anorith or Paris, you know? Where the eyes themselves are basically floating in these little capsules, but the eyes are also, like, fully 3D, you know? And I think this does look a lot better than this design. And then he can have the, another thing happened? What happened? The One Piece is real? Oh, is it something about the live-action One Piece? Because I know that's coming out this year. Oh, no, no, no. Whoop. The One Piece. The One Piece is real. Can we get much higher? So high. La, la, la. That meme is still funny, by the way. I don't care what people say. Oda wrote what the One Piece was and put it in a chest and sunk it in the ocean. When was this? Is this even a real thing that happened? This sounds not real. And that's not me like... That's not me trying to give you crap. I just don't think... I just don't believe that. Let me get the video. Oh, really? Okay, never mind. There's a video. Chat, I might stand corrected. Whoop. The One Piece is real. Well, we already know the One Piece is a story. Sorry, spoilers. I shouldn't talk about One Piece on stream, actually. I take it back. The One Piece is the One Piece manga, chat. Sorry. Sent the video. I'll check it out in a bit, okay? It's an official video from the official One Piece YouTube channel. Oh, okay. You know what? I stand wildly corrected. I'll concede to that one. If that's the case. That is not the right tool. I want to give this guy, like, really spindly legs. Like, what if his legs were like this? And they have little tiny claws at the end. Whoop. You know? And they got like stripes and stuff. Actually, he kind of looks really wide right now. I might make him less wide. Bro, you're trying to start the dang Great Pirate Era. He has the fandom crashing out planning to go find that stuff. I can't wait to go on r/Pirate after stream, just to like look at people molding. I feel like Dobor would be a great signature Pokemon for like a ground gym leader. You know what I mean? Doop doop doo. Whoop. Kind of like that. Ah! For the record, I have no clue what I'm drawing at the moment. Whoop. Whoop. Nah, the arms aren't coming from the actual body, which is the issue. I think, the rocks, I made them too wide. That's the issue here. The rocks are too wide. And way too big as well. There we go. Boop. There we go. Now it's more believable if I put the legs like here, you know? Whoop. Kind of like that, you know? Boop. And then... It's so hard to, like, scale things. Because they look like the legs should be, like, that, you know? And then it's also at the same time, like, they should be going inward like this. Whoop. I don't know. Hold on, how is it on the actual model? The head is much higher up on the actual model. Maybe I try that. Whoop. Also, if chat has any ideas, I feel free to suggest things because I don't know what I'm doing. And like here, if you notice that I'm just like locked in, and I apologize that I'm not speaking as much as I probably should be. Because I am just full on just like thinking like, what do I even do? Whoop. Ooh, I kind of like that actually. Maybe I play with perspective. Um... Whoop. There we go. This song is like if the the ruinous treasure Pokemon was like electro-funk instead of like, you know what I mean? Whoop. I still can't get my head around the fact that the One Piece is real. I might actually have to abandon all adult responsibilities to go find it. Hey. As long as you're caught up on the manga, that's all you need to worry about. Whoop. You're not? You're not caught up on the manga? You gotta. It's free online. Whoop. You gotta get caught up on the One Piece manga. It's peak. You don't even mess with One Piece like that, but this is far too good not to go after. Why, you gonna resell it online? It's like, I'm not telling anybody. I'll sell it for $10 million. Whoop. Dawbor. From the front view. And then he's got like... You know? What kind of wings should he have? Like, obviously they should be huge. Like, this is around the right size of wing, right? Whoop. And then another pair in the back. He kind of looks like a beetle, not gonna lie. Woo! And then the little pattern. You know? I kind of really like that, actually. Woo! Or maybe it goes this way for these ones. You know? Crazy detailed wings. I'm terrible at drawing bug legs. Just something I'm not good at all, ever. Ooh! We could do like a Yon Mega kind of color palette, actually. And it might work. Don't say anything yet, but it might work. Whoop. Because the only parts of the sky that I plan to be red are like the rocks mostly. The rest of it can just be borrowed colors from Madobe. Whoop. And then maybe like an army green. You know? And then the brown can be on his forehead. Whoop. And then the eyes. I have an idea for the eyes. Doo-ba-doo-boo. Boo-ba-doo-ba-ba-ba-doo-ba-doo-boo. Like that. And then like this. Whoop. And then the bright in the middle. Check that out. He's like army colors, and it's kind of awesome. I kind of really dig the army colors. Boop, like this. But he also kind of looks like Minecraft or Spawn Mantis, which isn't a great look. Because not gonna lie, those things kind of ugly. Maybe I like vary the colors of the legs a little bit, going front to back. I don't know. And maybe I also do this instead. Small brush. Nope. Small brush. And then I do this. Okay. Excuse me. Boop. Let's see, what else can we do? Oh, yeah. Antenna. Whoop. Like that. And then we take the silver. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. And then the tail can be brown with a red at the end, and then silver. Boop. Ah! There we go. I kind of really like that. Can I be honest? I think this is an awesome color palette. Excuse me. As for the wings, I don't really know. I don't really have an idea for the wing color palette. It could be blue. Or it could be like this gold color, maybe? Again, I don't want to use too much yellow. No. Like this. Why don't I just make it light red? That is a good color right there. That is what I'm talking about. Check that out. They're like almost rose color. That's so awesome. Let's go, dude. That's sick. Excuse me. It does look a lot like Yanmega, I'll admit. I think the color scheme is almost like the same. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. Not quite. I do like Yanmega's colors, or legs. How the legs of Yanmega look. You know? I'm not even sure how I would do that, though. Maybe I draw this guy from the side and just, like, figure out proportions. Because I can't really tell for myself what I'm looking at. Whoop. Ah! Well, me need to sleep. Good night, y'all. Good night, Crimson. Have fun. I will try. It'll be hard without you, though. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop. Did my redeems mute themselves, or am I going schizo? I might be going schizo, chat. Have you ever seen a wasp with an alpha male jawline? because if not, you're in for a treat. He's too long. This is too long of a face. Boop. That's better. Like this. And... boop. Okay. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. And then I'll have the big ol' shoulder things like this. Maybe that'll be back a bit. I don't actually know. It definitely will be like here. Whoop. Like this. And then that can be the body right there. Whoop. And then... like that. And then... boop. Excuse me. These shapes are kind of weak though, not gonna lie to you. Whoop. They can have patterns, I don't know. Whoop whoop. Like that. And then like this. Whoop. And then the back legs can be longer. Like this. Something like that. I don't know how I feel about that, actually. I might just do the regular, kind of this deal. Maybe make it a little longer. Boop. I don't like this is the problem. This joint is kind of throwing me off. Whoop. I do like that though. What if I gave each little... What if I gave all of the legs like little spikes like this? That could be cool. And I could translate onto here by just being like this. You know? And we can just make him red. He like modified himself, you know? Also, I've been drawing this on the wrong layer. I don't care. Or maybe, no, wait, they would be, they'd be this color. They'd be the silver. Duh. Because of course it would. There's like something in my eye. Like this. Woo! And then like woo and woo and woo and woo. And then the other wing's somewhere in there. Something like that, you know? And then the wings can, or the legs can have the stripes. Boop, boop. I am glad though, because I did find this color scheme I really do like. Which, for the longest time, I could not decide on a color scheme for this guy. So I'm glad we settled on this, like, army green color, because I do think it looks nice. Boop, 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 boop. And then a dark colored body. Maybe I add a stripe to his body. I don't know yet. The dark eyes. Whoop. There we go. And then we color this in as well. And this. Okay. And then brown. Boop. There we go. There we go. There we go. Oh, the goal. Here we go. Boop. Oh wait, I'm dumb. And then I just need the yellow from the eyes. That is not the right yellow. Boop. Something like that. I realized that looking at him when he zoomed out, he's very squished. I think I might just, like, honestly... Like, I could probably just do this and he'd look better. Oops. We're just gonna combine these. Like, genuinely, he looks better like this. When I stretch him out like that, you know? So I think I do want to keep him more of this size, where he's stretched. Because when he's like that, it just doesn't look right. Just... Boop! There we go. I don't know how I managed to do that, but, you know, here we are. And I do definitely like this design over this one. Just because it has a lot more personality in it. The eyes can emote much more easily. And to be honest, I think that's pretty much it. Like, for real? Boop! If we just take these guys and put them together... This is not what that's not the tool that I wanted. Let's see here. Let's take this. Whee! Let's move them. Okay, wrong layer once again. My bad. Like that, and then we can take these guys. Whoop. There we go. We can put them here. Boop. Ah! And then I can probably just steal... Probably just steal Pupicata from up here because I don't plan on changing this guy at all. Copy. Paste. Like, his colors will change, but that's it, you know? Boop! We just make him more red. Wow. Ah! Boop, 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 boop. you know? This is scuffed, but it works. You know? He can just be like, okay, maybe not that bright. You get the idea, though. You get the idea. This is pretty much... I would say borderline perfect for these guys. I don't know. Something like that. Where it evolves, it gets the cool rocks on its shoulders. It gets the lanky arms. You see it all here. But anyway. That's pretty much all I really wanted to design on stream today. Believe it or not. I know we haven't really been going for that long. It's only been 2 hours. But, we got done a lot faster than I thought we would. I'm not even kidding. So, I think I'm going to just call it here for now. Since people are going to bed. They do seem to be going to bed anyway. So, I'm going to call it here for now. Whoop! We're going to come back up here. So, with that being said, I want to thank everybody who tuned in today, whether you were here earlier or now, or chatting or lurking. You know, you're all just as important as each other. Check out Neon's Fake Deck series, because I posted Vampira's short yesterday. That's pretty cool. Do I know Pokemon? Oh, I know Pokemon. I know everything about Pokemon. Unfortunately, you joined at kind of an unfortunate time, because we're just about to end. We drew some cool stuff today, but, yeah, but yeah, check out that Vampira short if you haven't already. You know the drill, all the things. Still trying to hit affiliate on Twitch. We're pushing for that. If you're not following me over on Twitch, go ahead and do that. It would help me out so much, and I would appreciate that. And you would be so cool and awesome for doing that. So yeah, but could you do something for me next time you're live? Maybe, I don't know. Ask me on Friday, because that's when I'm streaming next. I'll be streaming on Friday, same time as today, 6 p.m. EST. We're just going to be doing a casual documenting stream. And if it gets boring, we might move over to Blockbench. That's something that I've been considering, but I don't know if we're actually going to do that. But yeah. Once again, thanks everybody for tuning in, and I'll see you guys on Friday, okay? Until then, bye-bye. 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 Wait.